Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. This is Luna, and we're coming in with another speed build of a build that was actually inspired by my brother. I admire him for so many different things. He is my older brother, and he is taking up baking, and I really see him opening his own bakery one day, and he has been through so much of The Sims with me my entire life, including from the very beginning as kids, and he is still on this journey with me. He's not an actual Simmer, but he's part of the family, close enough. So I wanted to make this bakery, and I did this in the save that has the arcade, shopping center, and clothing store, because I am working on my own individual save of redoing all the builds and all of the Sims. So this is in the shopping center, and this is our first world that is officially done. I did it. I did one. One is better than doing one building and moving on. So this is a bakery, and I'm gonna tell you right now, trust the process. I am amazed with myself a lot, and I know I don't do like the most extravagant builds, you know, they're not the oohs and ahs, but it's the ability of taking these plain white walls that literally just go straight. The circle is, it's at least in the game, it's getting there, but to see what you do on the outside and then when you see it done, it still amazes me after 22, almost 23 years, and I hope it amazes you as well, whether you're a builder or even just creating a sim. Like, you start with a blank canvas and you're amazed at what happens. But I had this idea of, I wanted it to be like a corner coffee shop, but of course the slot isn't exactly a corner, so we kind of made it a corner. Had it at that little point there, wanted to break up the top from the bottom. The circle at the top, we will explain that when it gets closer. Always test something, always try something, try your vision to see if one, you can do it, and two, can you manipulate it in a way to where it looks normal in The Sims. So yeah, I'm trying to get used to the circle walls. I'm at least trying to use the circle walls, because I wasn't really on the curved walls. I said circle walls, but curved walls train, because I never built anything that I needed a curved wall, or I used the hexagon, because I felt like, well, you know, I need a flat wall to put something up against this. I don't know, when I use the hexagon, like, I always had it to where the flat wall was what I was putting stuff against, and so I'm like, I can't put anything against a curved wall, there's space, like, why would I do that? But I know there's a way to do it, and I'm just telling myself, like, hey, let's use the curved walls, let's be a part of the gang, and maybe see if it works. If it doesn't work, if there's builds that I just don't see myself using with it, like, I'm just not gonna use it. I can probably see using them on maybe like a castle build or anything that has like a pier? I don't know if that's the word, but the circle doesn't really go smaller than that. And I was like, well, I need it smaller. So we just left it, and we're just gonna see where we can go from there. But I started putting it all together. I definitely wanted to give it a very comfy, cozy feel, especially on the outside. I used a lot of debug. I spent a lot of time in debug in this build, so I spent a lot of time just scrolling and looking and looking. I am using the Better Build Buy. That has been a blessing, not even in disguise, and that helped me find a lot of things that I knew the location of them, but since they're organized, it really does help. So if you don't have that mod, I would definitely suggest getting it. There are some little tricks here and there to properly get it to work, but it's actually easy once you figure it out, and it has helped me get through debug so much easier. I do still go through and make specific debug rooms, because sometimes I'm like, you know what, just give me that room, all that. So like, I have a cars room, a trucks room, a vans, and buses. Just because there's so many, I just broke them up in the type that they are. So that is over in the gallery if you want to have all the cars in one spot. The buses, I forgot to put the school bus. I'm so sorry. But I don't know, I may go back and take that room down and add the school bus. I'm undecided, you know, those big steps. But we're right here, we're putting everything together, making the outside look very cozy, warm and welcoming. I see Sims sitting outside in the sun because you do get a beautiful view of the water. You can see the shopping center across the street. You can walk over to the arcade or the shopping store. So I actually love how they put this lot together to where it's all within walking distance. Now I wish that you can actually open world it with your Sims and just walk next door, but it has to do a whole travel interaction. So you know, it's the little things that get to us, but we still are here, still enjoying it, and still playing. So I actually, like, when I saw the outside of it come together, I was like, oh my god, I actually love this build. This is my first actual cafe. My idea was that I wanted to do mainly a bakery, not really focus on a coffee shop, but use your imagination. And it is kind of like a poetry entertainment spot. I honestly, after I got done with it, I thought of Friends, because I end up building a little stage, and I feel like, you know, maybe Phoebe's gonna get up there and start singing Smelly Cat. But yeah, I was thinking this whole storyline of, you know, they have a poetry night, they have a poetry reading, they have sing-songwriters come in and they perform their own songs, and, you know, on Wednesday nights, you know, things like that. I made it a little fun, and I do end up decorating that up. The outside and exterior, I don't know, like, I didn't want to do completely concrete. I wanted to have some type of actual greenery, because you do get some in the center there in the walkway. So I wanted to keep up with that vibe a little bit more. And I just didn't want to concrete the whole thing out to make it a little bit more inviting and bright. And that's what I did here. I don't know why, but like, I didn't change the size of these bushes, but it was annoying me that you could see mainly dirt, and like, I don't know. So I put these flowers here that I didn't know came with snowy escapes. There's a lot of things that I found doing this build that I didn't know that I had, and I know there wasn't a new Sims delivery, and I know they wouldn't randomly add like debug stuff. So I had to have just missed over a couple of things and not noticed it. But there are a few things, and I do a lot of building, and I go through everything. And I'm like, wait, when was this here? And I can't even think of the things off the top of my head, because there were quite a few things. And I was just like, I don't remember having this. Why? Why do we have this, and why am I just now finding it? So you'll be surprised on the things that you can find. So this is our little trying to maneuver a statue, a figure, a sign on top of it. My idea was that I wanted like a nice little coffee mug on top, because it's like, oh, it's a coffee shop bakery. And then once it got there, I was like, yeah, this ain't gonna work. So it just did not look right for me. No matter what you're doing in The Sims, if you have an idea, try it, because you never know how it will turn out. It may turn out better than what you visioned. You may figure out a way to do it that maybe someone else couldn't figure out, and then you have a tidbit to share. Or you can be like me and realize, yeah, this isn't gonna work. The vision was there and it looked really good in my head, but once I got there, I was like, yeah, if we could make the circles of the round wall when we put them all together, we could make them a little bit smaller. And I'm sure I could have found like a pole. I feel like there's a pole in debug somewhere that I could have maybe used it, but once seeing it, I feel like maybe it was a little bit, I don't want to say cartoony, because I've seen buildings with like things on top, and we did something very similar with the arcade when we put the spaceship on top. But that seemed to work out. But for this, it didn't. I feel like this build maybe was a little bit, I don't want to say too elegant, but it just had a different feel that I was like, yeah, that's not going to work. We're not going to have a huge coffee mug sitting on top of the building. So as we get in, I was a little nervous about the floor plan, just because we have different angles. And like, I had this vision of what would I want to see when I walk into this bakery cafe. And we did go ahead and do a separate room for the kitchen. Now, I didn't do a lot in the kitchen just because it's not really gonna get used. And I've personally never worked in any food place. So I'm like, my vision is that the kitchen is in the back, but I have been in places where they do everything in the back table here, but I was like, you know what, we have the room, let's utilize it. So we threw the kitchen in the back, I used a gate door just to give it that feel, a swinging door. I love doing that when I do any type of little small restaurant, cafe, because I've done this before in my nightclub build. And I was like, oh my god, this is so cute. Like, I don't know why. The little things make me happy and excite me. But we put the kitchen in the back. Like I said, I didn't go into full detail because I actually enjoy making kitchens. I don't know what it is, but I've always been a kitchen person, but I don't enjoy cooking. I don't know why. Like, my kitchen, I love having it clean and crisp and laid out and flowers and beautiful, but I don't like cooking. I think it's just the feeling of making it look nice. When I do cook, and then I get mad because it's dirty, and I'm like, now it's a mess. But yeah, the kitchen's very simple. I guess if you wanted to, you could take your sim back there and make something. All I did was an oven. I didn't put a stovetop on it because I didn't see a sim needing a stovetop here. Even when you're baking, I can't think of anything you would use a stovetop for. Making breads, but then again, I could be wrong because I've never made bread before. Or pastries. Well, no, I've made pastries. I've made like cupcakes. But yeah, so little things like that I'm just like, I don't know. But it's there. Use your imagination, do what you gotta do. So over here, I made like a little coffee tea table, because, you know, you can get what you want, and then if you want to buy extra packets of stuff, or, you know, need some extra sugar, or things like that, it's a self-serve area. Made it cute, just something small to fill in the space, because again, this is something that I kind of envisioned when I personally would see myself walking in to this location. I'm very simple, very just enlightening and welcoming that we put there. I didn't end up putting anything on the shelf because I didn't really know what I wanted to put on the shelf. I don't really have a lot of things shelved wise. I didn't really find much of what I wanted to use in debug. I'm really hoping that the mugs that I end up putting on a shelf aren't the ones that are dirty, because there's ones that you can put down and they won't complain that the room's a mess, and there's like bowls and stuff that you can use for decor. I found out in one of my witch builds, and she was like, oh my god, this room's a mess. I'm like, no, it's not gonna be pretty if you put things away. So I had to, you know, go with the pretty cluttered look and how it looks like it's being used, or keep my sim upset because it's dirty in their house. I had to end up cleaning them. So you just gotta pick and choose your battles in the Sims sometime. It's like, do you want to go for aesthetically pleasing, or do you actually want to keep your sim happy? It's a hard decision. But as we're going through this, and I did play test it, everything works fine. The person behind the counter got back there perfectly fine. People came in very fastly. That's a word, right? And I had my sim at like 11 o'clock at night, and it was packed. And I was like, oh, this lot is gonna be a popular lot. And that was actually very exciting. Like when I got my sim there, I put my sim on the microphone. She was singing, people were tipping her, people were going and getting their drinks and their croissants and, you know, their desserts, and they were sitting, and like it got really, really busy while I was playing. So I'm like, okay, that's exactly what I wanted for the slot, especially at 11 o'clock at night. Like the entire town was out. It was actually kind of cool. So here I am making the stage. After I was like doing this and editing it, I could have put some extra mirrors back there. I ended up putting just pictures of decor, of like music and stuff. But I could have put some more mirrors to bring in a little bit more natural light. But I don't know. I like the big tall doors and the four windows on the side. I could have put windows. Did I say mirrors? I think I said mirrors. I could have put more windows there. But it worked out. And, you know, I did the other half circle there. Put in the bathroom because I almost saved it without the bathroom. I was like, something's missing. A bathroom. And again, it's a very simple bathroom. Didn't go into detail. Didn't do anything massive. Because then also, like I said, I forgot the bathroom. So I didn't want to jeopardize the space that I was using for other things. So it fit perfectly because, you know, oversized the kitchen because it doesn't need to be that big anyway. But now all that is there. We're good. I honestly love this little stage. I hate how the clipping in the floor is. I probably could have raised it maybe one more step. But I didn't, and it was fine. I ended up changing the wood of the floor because it's too dark. I really think about the flooring and what's on the walls, and I need bright open rooms. When it's not bright, it drives me insane in The Sims. So when you ever see me placing lights or hiding lights, it's because I need it bright. Having dark space makes me tired, it hurts my eyes, and I'm just saying, if you work with dark rooms and you're like, oh, my eyes, like, that could be a factor, that it's too dark. But yeah, while all this is going together, I'm actually going to enjoy bringing my sim here. I do love it. I thought about switching out. Honestly, you could use this space and put the boba tea table there, because I thought about adding a section for the boba tea, and I was like, no, let's just do one. This is the bakery, this is the cafe. We're gonna leave it that. So I'm gonna go to the shopping center that's across the street, and that one was a coffee shop. I think I'm gonna change that one to a boba tea, because we do have a coffee maker here and we do have an espresso maker. So this is just a typical cafe. So I'm gonna go and change that one and put the boba tea in that one in our shopping center. All the builds that I did place, some of them I did change, but all of these are in the gallery. I did not use any CC on this specific build, and it is available. And, you know, I hope you enjoy. I hope you love it. I hope it's as busy as mine was, because, like, if I got a sim to take over this restaurant or take over this cafe, I'm pretty positive it would be a good money maker, because I've never seen any of my lots be that busy, especially at 11 o'clock at night. So I don't know what it is about this lot, but I think it's a popular moneymaker one. So just a little tidbit of information. So we're gonna be coming up on these screenshots. I hope you guys love it. Let me know if you use it. And everything is in the gallery. You can check it out. Don't forget to turn on see custom content if you want to check out some of those builds, but they are available, and I will have my mods and CC folder linked down below in the comments. And check out my Twitch channel. It is also linked down below. I love and appreciate you guys. This is Luna, Galaxy out.